and welcome to Fat School Speaks. Today is Friday, January 18th. This is episode 280. I'm Amy Beth, also known as the Fat Squirrel on Ravelry and the Fat SQRRL on Instagram. Thanks for coming over. I don't have a cup of it. You should go get one. There's banana bread. It has walnuts in it. So if that bothers you, heads up. But you know, whatever else, if you're hungry, tuck in. The teapot's clean. The kettle, it doesn't have water in it, so just fill it up and go for it. Sorry. There's so much stuff on my table, I had to unbury the notes. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of writing on there. Maybe I should have looked at it before you came over. It's episode 288. Did I say that? Probably not. Oh my goodness. Okay, before I forget, because I'm going to. I finished my Christmas quilt like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something. It was after Christmas for my table. But I did finish it. I finished my quilting. So I'm going to put a picture of it in here. Baby. Okay, so I uncovered one thing, and by doing that, I covered another thing back up. Isn't that fun how that happens? There it is. So I'm going to put a picture of it in here. Now maybe I could think about it. Maybe I put a picture of it, what it looked like before I quilted it and after. Who knows? We'll just see. Somebody asked what it would look like on the table, so I hope that's what the picture I put in was. Future me, did you do it? I don't know. Okay, that was important because I meant to do that last week. Other thing that's important, patron prizes. Are you a patron of the podcast? If you are, oh my gosh, thank you. If you are a patron of the podcast and you donated your actual dollars, like the ones that are in the world, I would say they're real because they are real, because we trust that they're real. But maybe they're not real. But we trust in them, so they're real. Equals MC squared. Energy of our thoughts makes things real. That's what I'm going with. But if you did that in the world, you donated to this podcast, I use the word donated. It's not a nonprofit organization, but if you contributed your dollars to the functioning of this thing that I do, I am going to draw prizes. I have not done it yet though, because the light is failing and I had to get on it. And I forgot that it's actually the beginning of the year and people are doing their taxes and making me look bad. And because they're doing that, the report that I need to do the prizes is taking a minute longer to generate. But what I'm going to do is tell you what the prize is, and then I'm going to come back and tell you who won the prizes. So the prizes, in fact, are 2021 dish towels. That's right, kids. This could be yours if you contributed financially to the podcast in the fourth quarter of 2020. You could have a 2021 dish towel with a calendar. Do you love a calendar dish towel? I put a little, floopy on there for you so you can hang it up. I put the bias tape around the edge, so hopefully keep it a little sturdy for you. I did pre-wash it so that hopefully that the towel and the bias tape shrink at the appropriate rate so that they stay relatively consistent. But that's going to be yours. I'm also going to send you, as long as you don't live in a hot climate, I'm also going to send you my favorite lip balm because, quite frankly, I made an order and I just went ahead and ordered you some too. So Badger Lip Balm, the cocoa butter ones, my favorite. So So I'll send you one of those too, just the plain one, because I don't know what your jam is. But it's quite frankly the best thing. And winter is here. And I'm not going to send it to you if you live in like the deep south, maybe. Maybe I will anyway. But I'm just going to check the temperature. And like if you live in Australia, I'm not sending it because it'll melt before it gets to you. But if you live in like Florida, I'll just check the temps. But it'll probably be safe. But I wouldn't want it to melt. Maybe I'll send it in a baggie. But you just reuse that, okay? So anyway, so that's going to be your prize. If you'd like to find out more information about donating, contributing to the podcast as a patron, you can find that on the show notes under the YouTube channel. There's like a little boobly doodly, you drop down there. And there's a Linktree thing, and you can contribute to the podcast on Patreon. You can do it on PayPal. You can do it on Ko-Fi. There's so many options. I appreciate it. The folks who enjoy the podcast but are not able to contribute, they appreciate it. Thanks, dudes. We all appreciate it. Pat on the back. So anyway, I'll put that information here. Are you ready? I have prizes. So if you could contact me via amybmays@gmail.com, or you can use the contact button on fatsquirrelfibers.com. And I just need your name, first and last, and your preferred mailing address, and I will get you your prize. Also, if you hate cocoa butter, tell me that. And or if you hate dish towels, also tell me that. I'll think of something else to give you. Okay, these are the prize winners. Sarah, I don't have your last name, but Sarah, if you are a housefrau, or if you enjoy housefraus, or if you are a frau that houses, you win a prize. I think you'll know who you are. Kate Warburton, you win a prize. Jan Ash, you won a prize. You all won prizes. You all won prizes. Hooray for you! And hooray for all of the other amazing patrons who do so much to make this podcast possible. I could not do it without you. Really. I would have to go out and do the grind in the human world. It's out there. It requires me to wear a bra. You know, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Thank you. So again, if you could just email me with your actual human name, your actual mailing address, I will get that out to you. I am going to try to make a concerted effort to not repeat prize winners in 2021. I have like a little list in my 2021 planner here. So you are directly behind my amazing drawing of my Make 9. So hopefully, I mean, I know you were the 2020, but I don't think you might. I'm going to try not to duplicate winners. Like for maybe like a year and a half, maybe like a rolling year. I don't know what'll happen, but it'll happen. How about that? Okay. So what else in administration? Okay, I just want to touch base with you really quickly about last week's comments, or last time's comments. They were so cute about the Michael Pollan How to Change Your Mind, and the yurts and the psilocybin retreat. I was really expecting a lot of negative pushback, and bless you, those of you who were going to tell me what my 7th grade DARE officer told me. I heard that DARE officer, and I appreciate that you knew that I heard him and that I still knew what he said, and I appreciate you respecting that about me. Thank you. And to the rest of you, you're very cute. I do want to warn the rest of you that have signed up for the yurts. It will be clear in the literature, but this is actually serious business. Like, it's not funsy onesies, tiptoe through the tulips time. Okay, just a warning. Okay, just a warning. This is like therapeutic levels. Okay? Specifically, like, you're not going anywhere when you're therapeuticizing. Okay? I'm not holding back anybody's hair. I got to be honest with you. I'm not the nice nurse, okay? I'm the serious nurse, okay? I'm the nurse who just looks you in the eye and tells you to push, okay? I'm going to tell you to surrender to the snake and go with the snake. But I am not going to play funsies. So we're going to be serious. We're going to therapeuticize in the yurts. It'll be clear in the literature. Don't worry. There will be lots of, you will know what you're getting into. Don't worry. But I'm just saying. But in all seriousness, it is actually they touched on it so briefly in the book, which is, I'm hoping that there is more information, but I sadly doubt that there will be. And Nico Swan touched on it briefly too in her comments to the podcast. But, there is lots of there's problematic interaction with indigenous communities and how living indigenous communities have practiced with psychedelic drugs. It seems wrong. Sacrament, maybe that's a better word, because this drug has such a negative connotation. But that are continuing to practice with psychedelic sacrament, and how that, whether that is currently as a medication, because in many cultures that has been oppressed and morphed into something else because of, a particular indigenous culture's interaction with, for example, the Catholic Church, like in South America. They specifically talk about briefly in the book, and I apologize, I don't. But there's a South American culture where one of the psilocybin mushrooms was rediscovered by a white dude. And he went in under false pretenses to find out more about this mushroom, and went in through, and it led to disaster in the community, because essentially, like, surprise, white folks came in and messed some stuff up. And I don't mean mess some stuff up. Like, literally, the woman who was the practitioner who gave him this knowledge and helped him partake of this knowledge, helped him partake of the sacrament, who was who I apologize, I don't think she is living at this time, because this is quite a while ago. But essentially, like, her relationship with the community was destroyed. The community itself was led into ruin because of this, like, influx of folks who were there to be extractive of this resource and of this knowledge. And Nico Swan talks about, like, communities in, I apologize, Nico, in Oregon, I believe, specifically, or is it Washington? I'm so sorry. Pacific Northwest. That they're having, indigenous communities are having people come in on their land who are, having psychedelic experiences, but they're having them in a disrespectful way on land that is not theirs, in what appears at least from what I have read, looks more like a recreational experience, or at least one that is not respectful of what is going on around them, the communities that they're interacting in. And again, just in a very stompy colonial kind of way. So, there's always more branches more things to be aware of. Try to get up here, that bird's eye view, you know, just things to think about. So anyway, so I am glad at least that his book does, you know, touches on it. But I mean, and I guess at one point, like, what else can you say? But we'll see where else it goes with it. Hopefully it'll talk more about, and again, like, the therapeutic uses are, and it is interesting that he talked a little bit about the, in the interview on the podcast with Ezra Klein, he does talk about briefly talks about the difference between the language folks use in the American interviews post psilocybin therapy versus UK psilocybin therapy, and how they seem to differ in sort of like religious or what is that word? Not metaphor, that's not the word. Metaphysical kind of like language, and like how those are different, because America tends to have this sort of more religious fervor, like, or like more of a religious kind of like over culture that is like, like it's hanging, you know? So anyway, it's just interesting that there is that difference. And so they are definitely prescribed in this more sterile environment, but then, you know, again, it's just very much like, you know, now we've legalized marijuana in so many states, and now we have white folks profiting off of that marijuana commerce, while black folks and brown folks are still in jail in some states and many states for those very offenses that white folks are now profiting from. And like, how do we balance that? Like, how do we make reparations for, you know, for this like demonizing of the psychedelic sacrament that was oppressed for so long, when now we're using it as this like wonder drug because it is sterilized and created artificially and sold and packaged in a white friendly way. You know, like, how do we balance those two things? How do we go back and integrate that in a way that is respectful and acknowledges that, and that can, you know, in some way start to heal that rift between those two things? So don't have the answers at all, but acknowledge that that is something that we need to work on. So moving on. What else? Oh, but I didn't mention this. Just to clarify, I actually am such a teetotaler. I have never partaken of a psychedelic drug. Yeah. I have like barely even drink alcohol. Like, I probably haven't had an alcoholic drink in 6 months, a year. I don't even know. So like, I am actually totally a nerd. Very straight-laced. I don't know why I feel like I need to tell you that, but like, I just want to clarify that it is funny that like, I immediately was like, yes, book my ticket to Oregon and sign me up for this therapeutic psilocybin. I just wanted to clarify, like, that is how like powerful the argument, maybe that's why I want to tell you that. Like, that is how powerful the argument for it was, that like me, a person who, by the way, has control issues, which is part of the reason like I'm not interested in drugs. Like, I love some control. Love it. Love control. Not interested in the drugs because of it. Like, the thought of like being out of control like does make me very uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm very interested in this because it's the argument for it is that intriguing to me. Right? Anyway, so that's one of the things I wanted to touch base with. Okay, what else? What else do we do? We've not been doing a lot outside the house. Oh, but we did. In an effort to get my like teen to like get out of the house and breathe some air, I was like, you gotta go outside the house and breathe some air. Like you just gotta. You gotta go walk a dog. You don't have to even go with me. I understand. Like you don't want to look at me anymore. I get it. Like I totally get it. But you gotta like go outside and walk a dog. I'll take you somewhere you can walk something. Like I don't. If you don't want to look at our park anymore, I get that. Like you gotta finally. She was like, all right. Well, I mean, I guess if you want to walk to get ice cream. By the way, it's 32 degrees, and okay, it's only like a mile and a half to get ice cream, but I am not walking 3 miles when it's 32 degrees. I'm like, that sounds terrible. Like in this, I wouldn't actually care to hike 3 miles. Like in a forested environment, that would not bother me at all. But somehow like hiking in like we don't live in the prettiest part of the city. Let me clarify. Like it's not like gorgeous. It's dingy, sort of like economically depressed. There's like a polluted river. Stream. It's not a river. Stream, a creek. It's a creek. There's like a polluted creek that at any given time definitely has like a mattress in it. You know, I'm like, that doesn't sound pleasant at all. She's like, well, can we ride our bikes? I'm like, it's 32 degrees. Yeah, we can ride our bikes. So we rode our bikes to get ice cream. When it's 32 degrees. And let me just discuss, we've actually, I don't know that we've ever rode our bikes when it's this cold. The first like 3 minutes, I thought we had made the worst mistake ever because my face literally felt like it was gonna shatter into a million pieces, and then it was fine. I forgot my husband, who's like the skinniest man on earth. Not that that has that much to do with anything, but that's the main difference between the two of us. So I'm thinking that's the difference. Like he works outside and he's so can talk of nothing but how cold he is. Okay, he does talk about other things, but like loves to talk about how cold he is. And like wears like 9,000 layers. I think he has like broken my brain about how cold it is because I don't really leave the house that much because there's so many germs out there. And it's skewing my brain. I know that it's skewing my brain. Like I understand. Like I literally know how to like weigh risks and like, but like it gets messed up in my brain. Like I understand that that's happening and like I'll work on it in a minute. But right now I'm just gonna just like let it be crazy. Anyway, I get it. Right now I'm just letting it be kooky. Anyway, I realized that he has like broken my brain about how cold it is. How did I let him break my brain about the outside? Like I gotta get outside more. I'm gonna end up like with like agoraphobia or something by the time this is all over. Because between the germs and him telling me how cold it is, I literally am just like, I don't know about that. I have to like make a schedule to get myself outside. Because I mean, there's just like wool and entertainment in here. What's out there? People, germs, cold. But I'm really glad we rode our bikes. It was very fun. After that first 3 minutes. Oh, and also after like the 6 hours of like lung pain afterwards. Oh my gosh. It really, lungs did not enjoy that part though. It was not fun. Oh, but it was fun. And then by the way, I did not eat ice cream because like, that sounds awful. But we did have fun. And I'm like, oh, it is fun to ride our bicycles in the winter. We need to do that more often. I'm so envious of all of you cute people with your little snow cleats doing all of your outside snow running. You're so cute. I'm not running. But I would love to go a little snow hiking. Not that, I mean, we're totally walking is fine, but it would be so cute to go snow hiking. We've not had any snow of like fun. It's just been ugh, no snow. That's okay, it's fine. But it was very fun to do the bike ride. What else? Oh my goodness. What else is going on? Oh, that Amanda Gorman. Did I write that down? It's Gorman, right? Why did I write Goman? Did I write that? I wrote it down wrong, right? It's Gorman. Okay. The inauguration poem and the Amanda Gorman. Ugh. Do you just, I mean, how many yellow coats? Are we all going to buy yellow coats now? Just all of the yellow coats. Right? Ugh. What was your favorite part? Did you have a favorite part? What was your favorite part? I can't decide. I really liked... Okay, by the way, not only did I really enjoyed her poem, but let me just discuss. Her IG stories, did you see them? Her Instagram stories? Did you see her, like, delivering that beautiful poem and, like, being so very composed as a young woman and, like, being so very present? But then did you see her being so very human in her Instagram stories? So precious. I mean, I love it when people are whole people. I mean, I know there's so many things that are so awful about social media. Like, I understand. But isn't that just such a wonderful thing about it? Like, she did this beautiful thing and she's also a human. What? How is that possible? She's did this amazingly creative and wonderful thing. But then, like, she's a human. She's a person. Joe Biden did this amazing thing, and then he squinted into the sun. He's a human. Come on. Amazing and powerful, but she's also a human. Okay, I don't know. I think my favorite, I don't know. I really liked the part about the not broken but unfinished. I didn't write down that one. Not broken, just unfinished. I really liked that concept. Like, not just in terms of, like, the country, but just in terms of, like, just that is such a beautiful concept. Because, I mean, how many times do I talk about being like a broken person? But it's like, that's just such a beautiful concept. And we are just such a, that's a beautiful concept. Like, to not just as a nation, just to be broken, not broken but unfinished, but just as a person, as a family, as a group, as a everything, just unfinished. Not broken, just unfinished. There's so much more hope in that, Broken is finished. Broken is finished. Right? Broken is done. Broken is garbage. Broken is finished. But not broken, just unfinished. And that's why it was so, like, so much of that poem was just so open. And of course she's so young, and there's so much energy in her, and she had, there's that spoken word energy, there's that slam poetry there. I mean, that's like, all of that is just so much entropy and just motion and, like, oof, so it makes sense. And, like, again, that's the occasion, and there's so much motion, and so it makes perfect sense. But, like, that was just such a lovely. And again, that other line that's so powerful that I thought was so powerful was the we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. That's another lovely thing. And again, like, how much easier is it to move when you're looking towards something together, Like, that's again, we need that momentum. We need that motion to unify. Like, we need, like, how much could a goal unify so much more, Lovely. Just lovely. God, that damn coat. Like, just like a forsythia blossom just up there. I mean, there was so much beautiful color. Like, thank you, women. Also, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you didn't feel like you could wear more color. Maybe you didn't want to, but you could have. We would have been here for it. Feminism is about leggings and color for everyone. Be on board. But just like a forsythia in that headband. Oh, like, right? Did you just want to draw her? Did you just want to like paint that yellow on a thing? I got this book from the library. It's disorganized. Oh, that's right. This is what this is. If you're new, welcome. That's what we do here. I'm big on disorganized thought process. It's Wild Mind, y'all. This is the Wild Mind podcast. I got this book from in the library called. Can you tell I don't have my readers on? These aren't new glasses, by the way. They're old. These are like one of my winter pairs. How to Make a Journal of Your Life by Dan Price. And it is all about... Oh, I have it in my Kindle already. Sorry. It's like, this has been claimed. Like I'm trying to steal it. It's going to take it back anyway. Goodness gracious. And so the whole book is written in this like drawing journal fashion, which is so fun. It's like a treat. So the whole thing is written in handwriting font or his actual handwriting. I don't know. I haven't like looked at it. So the whole thing is written in this manner. And boy, that's such an intriguing thought. I cannot, again, you saw last time, I cannot draw. Okay. I have not practiced drawing. But what a fun thought. And like he talks about like, you know, like you have your journal to like cry into and to write all the garbage into. That's fine. But also make one where you actually like do something nice. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, she needs to be a journal entry where you just like draw her beautiful yellow coat in her, because I can't draw her beautiful face at all, but just draw her beautiful yellow coat and her red headband and then just write about her and how lovely that shit was. Maybe that's what I need to do for a tree. Anyway, that's so fun. I'm enjoying this little library book quite a bit. I'm sure it's very... Okay, sorry, I'm getting really sidetracked. I'm all like, do you know that Archer and Olive has 8x8 dot grid notebooks? Ooh, wouldn't that be fun to draw? Stop. Okay, I just edited a bunch of stuff out because it definitely got off on a tangent. And it deserves some place and time, but maybe that place and time will be next time. Or maybe it'll be some other time, but whatever. One more thing that is slightly administrative. There are still pre-orders up in the shop, and they'll probably be there like through the weekend, and then I'll cut them off. So if you're interested in these guys, just a quick note that they're still there. Okay, back to it. Let's talk about some actual stuff that we're making. Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Quilting. Okay, so I finished my squares. I thought this was called Jacob's Ladder, but then my mom said it's called something else. Now I can't remember what she said. 75 of you are going to tell me what it is. Sorry. But anyway. So I finished these, and I'm making a throw quilt for myself. So I haven't put them together yet or anything, obviously. And I'm going to do wool batting, and it'll be flannel front and back. I'm very excited. I was thinking I was going to do double batting to make it like extra warm, and then I was like, no, I should just do a single layer batting because then I could make 2 quilts. Because apparently this will be a problem. I'll just keep making these things, so probably should just make it so that I can make more than one. So anyway, so yay, there's all my squares. I'm not going to show you all of them because they're in order. I had to lay them all out. I had to yell at the dogs for climbing on them. So I'm not gonna, they're in order. They need to be sewn together. So there's that. Okay. Oh, other sewing projects. I kind of like did something dumb. I got this half yard pack of Ruby Star Society's wovens, and I thought that the toweling pieces, so there's pieces that are like this, it's actually like chore coat, I guess, but I thought they were like toweling where they were like 22 inches wide and woven on each end, or like this. Like I thought they were hemmed on each end, or like, you know. So I thought they were like this size is what I'm thinking. And I thought, oh, I could just make a butt because we need some more kitchen towels. I thought, wouldn't that be fun? I could get like this little package of half yard pieces. It's got some wovens that I would like to use for quilting. And then I would have these pieces. I could just like hem these sides and have these dish towels. But I was wrong. And instead, I guess this is like, I don't know what the difference between chore coat and toweling is. Whatever, it's cotton and it's woven, and you could definitely use it as dish towels. Except it's this, and this is not the right size for a dish towel. Obviously, I need to cut it in half. But then, of course, I'm going to have 3 raw edges and this. So now I'm like, crud. What do I do? What would you do? Would you just put bias tape on all 4 sides? Like just trim off this and then put bias tape on all 4 sides? Would you just like roll hem? I've never done a roll hem. Isn't that a silly thing that I've never done? Would you just like try to do a roll hem on it? Or should I do a bias tape? I do have some fabric that would match. I think there's like 5 of them. Buying things online is dangerous sometimes. So I have like another woven that I have enough of that I could do like a bias tape around them, which might be kind of cute. I wouldn't mind to do the extra work. It's just like, would it be the right thing to do? Or should I do a roll hem? What do you think? What would you do? What would you do? I've never tried to, I need a foot to do a roll hem. I don't have that foot. I don't know if I want to learn something new. Is that terrible? I don't know if I want to learn something new. I learned so many new things. Do I really want to learn another new thing? I don't know. That seems silly. To learn use a new editing program. I think that's going to fill my cup. I think that's enough. Speaking of learning new things. Oh wait, I'll show you. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you another thing. It's also kind of new, so shush. Learning enough new things. Oh my god, that's a new thing too. Yeah, no, I'm not learning anything new. I'm putting on bias tape. Never mind. Thank you for your opinion. Okay. Oh no. Oh, where did those come from? Look, there's 3 pieces of my quilt. They're not in order. Okay, I think these go on the top because I didn't think that gray piece was on the top. Okay, I think these go. I have a picture of it laid out, so I can always look at the picture. No one to blame but myself. It's the worst. Anyway. Okay. So, last time we were talking about the quilted garment. Okay. Oh my gosh. So many things have happened since then in my brain. Oh my gosh. One thing that happened is I decided for sure that that pink, that navy, that combination that I showed you the little square of, that's definitely be a quilted vest. I want it to be that for sure. I can't stop thinking about how cute it would be. It needs to be a quilted vest for outside, like a puffer vest, but with a quilt and the flannel lining. Right? You can't get it out of my head. I don't care if I have a puffer vest already. I need another one apparently. I know you won't care. Second thing. Okay. Second thing. I've been very distraught because I'm a fatty. My bust is 56 inches. It's probably like 50,000 by now. I don't even know. It's been a minute since I've measured. It's because I have to put a bra on. Not happening. Just let me point at the outside. That's the only reason I put one on. I'm not going out there. And when I am, I'm not thinking about measuring my bust. But anyway, so I have been so disappointed. By the way, the vest pattern I'm using is called the Riley vest, R-I-L-E-Y. I'm not using it any minute soon because I have like 6 squares and I need like 106 minimum. But that's the vest I'm going to use, and it comes in my size. I mean, I might have to go up just a little bit because it's a puffer vest and I need it to have a little bit more ease, but it's pretty close. I think it goes up to like a 58. And so I just need a little bit more positive ease because I'm going to make it puffy. Puffy. I'm going to use wool batting, and I might have to get like special super fat wool batting. Am I excited? A little bit. What was I going to say? So I'm super bummed because all the super cute quilt coat patterns, Moon and Broad, bless their hearts, Granger coat is the only one that's available in my size. None of the other ones. There's like 38 quilted coat patterns. None of the other ones are in my size. Okay, 38 is probably an overestimation. But I'm just like, dang it. Sewing patterns are the worst. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to catch up because knitting patterns used to be sort of the worst like 20 years ago, and they caught up. Mostly. Some of y'all still suck, but most of y'all are okay. But sewing patterns, come the flip on. Like, I get it. I'm an outlier. Like, I'm Fatty McFatterson. I live in Indiana. I'm not even that fat for here. I mean, I am still fat. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I get it. Like, I have to shop at Lane Bryant or wherever. I don't even shop at Lane Bryant anymore. But you know what I mean? Like, I am fat. I am on the upward end of being able to buy clothes in a store. Like, I get it. I am an outlier. Like, I don't feel like a monstrosity because I live... Shoot, I can't put that in there. Okay. Like, I get it. I am an outlier. Like, the average U.S. American, that's U.S. The average U.S. woman's bust size, I think, is like a 46 inch, which is something like a 16, 18-ish. But, like, if your pattern goes from a 0, 0, I don't know what measurement that is, but if your sewing pattern goes from a 0, 0, and then the biggest size is a 46, you have a problem. Unless you're specifically catering to petites, which is something different. But, like, unless you're specifically catering... I mean, obviously you are catering, but you're not saying it. Anyway, sorry, that's a whole different rant. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you that if you are looking for another option other than the Granger coat, there is the Pika coat, P-I-K-K-A, is another option that is offered in more sizes, and that was recommended by, I think, think their name is Rare Device. Yes, Rare Device, who is Shannon on Instagram. She, her pronouns. Okay, yes. She is Shannon on Instagram. She recommended the PIKKA coat. And it has the reason I really want it is because it's got those pockets that are like the whole panel with the angle. I don't know how to explain that, but I really want the pockets. Okay. Still not really entirely sure that I want the coat because, quite frankly, it doesn't have a closure and I'm not really sure how it's going to work for me, but it does look very cozy. We'll just see how it happens. Okay, but that was another thing altogether. But anyway, so in my current... Okay, so last time we talked about, like, I was like, I'm going to make a quilted sweatshirt, right? Okay. And then I was all like in my head, like, no, I'm not going to make that. I didn't share this with you. I decided I was going to make a quilted dress number 1 though, because it is something that I actually know will fit and that I enjoy the wearing of. The dress number 1. Do you know what that is? That's like the 100 Acts of Sewing. It's just a really super basic, sleeveless dress. Except I wear it like a tunic, like a pinafore, essentially. And so I thought, oh, I was getting all stressed out about, like, do I want sleeves? What's that going to feel like? Is that going to feel too bulky? I don't wear a lot of wovens that have sleeves. Am I going to feel like all weird and kooky wacky? So I just decided, you know what? Let's take a lot of these unknowns out and then we'll just make something that I understand that I like to wear. And then we'll see how the quilting works in something that I'm wearing that I know I like to wear. That'll be like one less set of variables. So I just decided, okay, I'm just going to use this fabric set that I like, and I'm just going to start. So I just need to start and make something happen and stop thinking about it and pretending that thinking is doing. Because I'm never going to figure it out unless I just do something. And like, you know what? It doesn't have to be right. It's just going to be something, and then I'll learn. So I have pieced together a bunch of pieces for a dress number 1. Now this is just a front because I do want to see like how this works. So do you see this? Like flippin' hand, what's this called? Basted? You're right. I did have my side braid in because I like angled the pants off this. I went to spray baste it. I used the spray basting. Well, I have always used the spray basting. But I went to spray baste it and my sprayer was gummed up and I couldn't ungum it. And I didn't have any safety pins. How do I not have any safety pins? I probably do. There's a teen up there. It probably has all of them somewhere in its den. So I had to ingles it and just needle and thread. It took so long. See this tiny, it's giant, but you know, relatively small thing. It took forever. But I basted it and now I gotta quilt it and then I'm gonna wash it so it's all pre-shrunk and then I'm gonna cut out the piece. That's the plan. The plan is that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use serger to finish the insides because I don't care what it looks like, y'all. Nobody's going to see the inside because it's not a coat. Right? That's one of the good things about not making a coat. So I'm just going to serge the seams inside and then I'm just going to use bias tape to finish the neck and all the other stuff. And I don't know yet if I'll make it so that the bias tape shows, which makes it look very quilty, or if I'll just do it where the bias tape is hidden. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, so I just wanted to do this one to see like how much I need. I have enough pieces to do an equal piece for the back, pieced pieces. I just want to see like how much this shrinks and if I need to put more, you know, I don't know how much I'm going to need for the other piece. That's the back. I just said pieces so many times. Whew. So I don't know, we'll see. Okay, So then within this saga, there is yet another saga. In that, like, in an attempt to just, like, get started, I was like, dude, okay, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. And, like, I'm just going to make this thing an experiment in, what's that called? Improv. And I'm going to do a bunch of just, like, wacky wonky 9 patches. And then I'm going to, like, use that as a basis and then start, like, just doing this around them, building on them, and just improvising around them. So I did that, which means I made 9 patches, because that's how you do it. You stack up 9 squares, and then you cut them into 9 pieces, and then you assemble those. After I made those 9 patches, I was like, ooh, I love these. These look so great. And then I was like, oh, shoot. Part of the thing I like about the quilted garment things is that they look like old quilts. And that they look like old traditional things. And, like, I just did the opposite of that. Dang it! So then I was like, well, okay, I probably have enough fabric left. I'll just do, like, actual 9 patches. So then I did a bunch of just, like, 9 patch pieces. Like, that I can't do. How long have I been podcasting? I still don't understand how the camera works. So then I did a bunch of 9 patch squares. And then I was like, I don't really like how those work. These fabrics really don't look like traditional quilt fabric, so it's not really looking traditional anyway. Dang it. Part of the reason I like the way these fabrics look is I like how they look all mixed up. Well, okay, maybe I'll just make some mixed up 9 patches. So whatever, I just put them all together. So clearly I'm just like Dolly Parton in it. Whatever, it's for the house, it's fine. Oh my gosh. One of the quilt coat makers, I can't remember which one it is, totally made like 80s running short style shorts out of a quilt. And I cannot tell you how cute they are. They're so cute. Mr. Westnitz, calling Mr. Westnitz, you need some running shorts made out of a quilt, because they're so cute.
This is a reminder. Give the dogs heartworm.
Oh, I'm surprised she didn't tell me again. Oh, okay, there she goes.
This is a reminder. Give the dogs heartworm.
I will, thanks. So cute. I mean, there might be a pair in my future. I mean, they will be in the house, but I'm just saying. Because they even have, like, the white bias tape around the edge, like the curved hem with the, like, up the side. Okay, maybe I'm going to have to look. I think they were only in their stories, so you may not be able to see them forever. I don't know who it was, though. I mean, you definitely want to sit here with me while I look, right? I think it's this person. Oh, gosh. Who is that person who does them? I feel like it's something like Anemone, Vermont, but that's not probably right. It's very much like that. I have a problem, obviously. Oh my gosh, is it this person? It's not this person. Dang it. Who made those stupid shorts? They're so cute. Okay, I don't know who it is if it's not them. They're so cute. Anyway, I'm telling y'all. So cute. Okay, moving on. Okay, here's another adventure. Okay, so another thing that I did this week. So we took down our Christmas, which is fine. I was totally ready for it. In fact, I wish we'd have done a week earlier. But we took down our Christmas. But I was like, what did we put on the front door? I couldn't remember what we did on the front door. I since remembered because Hello Yarn posted her IKEA squirrel wreath. And I was like, oh, that's what we put on our front door. But I forgot. I don't know where ours is. It's obviously somewhere. But anyway, I forgot that that's what we put on our front door like for 4 months last year. Why couldn't I remember what it was? But anyway, so I couldn't remember what we put on the front door. And I was like, but I want some sort of wreath on the front door. And I could not figure out what to put on the door because I didn't want to buy anything. Don't be ridiculous. So I was trying to figure out what to do. And I was like, do I just like go get some sticks and wrap some lights around them? That was high on the list. But so I came across this. I was on Pinterest. I hate Pinterest. But that's the only place I could think to look. I was looking everywhere. And finally I looked there. I really do hate them. Sorry. That's a terrible thing to say, but I don't like them. But anyway, but I am glad that I came across this image of a wreath that somebody did made of roving. So they made a wreath out of basically out of roving that they made out of I-cord. Roving, I-cord, wreath. So if you go to YouTube and you put in the search bar roving I-cord wreath, you will get a YouTube video by The Crafty Mummy. The video is specifically called How to DIY Wreath Chunky Yarn / Roving I-cord Chunky something body blah 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 blah. Okay, now I don't know that I actually did the same method that she did because I just saw that she did this thing and was like, oh, okay, that's what we're going to do. Oh, there's actually several. Oh, look at that. There's several people who've done this thing. Okay, there's several. So if you type in the YouTube search bar, roving I-cord wreath, you're going to get several options. I'm sure you'll find somebody's method that you enjoy. Oh, somebody made a heart. Oh, Valentine's Day, here we come. I'm not making one Valentine's Day. Oh, look, somebody crocheted one around a metal wreath frame. Ooh, that would probably be a very good idea because that would make it sturdier. Okay, sorry. So I had 500-gram bag of roving. It's really top. It's not roving. A 500-gram bag of top from the Woolery, and it's like English 56 or something. It's mystery wool to me. I hadn't broken into it yet, and I used about 300 grams, and I did 4 loops of I-cord, and you just use your hand, like you just kind of like, you just do it. You just kind of pull through the loops. Where's my seam at? Okay, so my starting bit's right here. So like my cast on bind off is right here. So, yeah, look how cute it is. It's so fat. If I was going to make it any bigger, mine's pretty solid. Like, it's pretty solid. If I was going to make it any bigger, I would definitely need to have some sort of structure. Like, put wire around at the back, or, like, stuff it with something, or, you know, do it around a frame, or just, like, put a wire inside. Like, even just, like, I don't think just, like, pipe cleaner would be strong enough. It would need to be something a little bit more substantial. But anyway, if it's going to be, because even now it needs a little bit of support. But I love it. So I do, here, I'll show it to you. It looks like it's lit up. That's going to ruin my timer. Oh, maybe I won't show it to you. Oh, there it goes. Ah! Okay, whoa. Just trying to get to the solid. Okay. Right. So I just knit mine plain because I didn't actually think I had a strand long enough. Why didn't I think that? I apparently am hoarding fairy lights. And then I realized I had this strand. Well, I was just going to like wrap it around, and I didn't like the look of that. So my kiddo was like, well, why don't you just like pull the strand through? And I was like, it's going to get caught because it's wire. And this is an older strand, so it had kinks and stuff in it. She was like, just like flatten the kinks out, and it totally pulled through fine. I was able to just like weave it through. And then like to get it to stick in places, or like if the wire was sticking out too much, you can just like crimp it and then like push it down in there. It was very easy. And this is copper wire, but if you had, it shows up a little bit like in light, but whatever. If I was going to buy them specifically, I would have bought silver. It turns out I actually had silver. Didn't know it. Somewhere else. Found a stash. But isn't it pretty? So pretty. So I think I'm going to maybe, I don't know, I thought about maybe like felting some, let's face it, I'm not going to do anything. I'm doing 0 things to this. In the future, I might needle felt like some mushrooms or something, like make a little like woodland scene in the bottom. Because I actually thought about, we have like some, did I say this took 300 grams? I think I did. I thought about, we have like the little Advent Playmobil woodland animals. And so my thought was like, oh, maybe I could put some of them in the bottom and make like a little scene, but they were just too big. But it would be cute to make like some little tiny felted mushrooms. And then I thought, oh, maybe I'll make like some little felted berries and put in it, or, but quite frankly, I'm not doing any of those things. Just gonna have it like this for a while. And I don't know why anybody needs those donut lights. Clearly, this is all you need. Oh wait, I gotta make this the, wait, clearly this needs to be the image for the still. Can you tell I'm looking fondly into the distance? Okay, good. Wait, look. So pretty. Is that the still? I don't know, we'll see. Anyway. Okay, now let's talk about knitting. It's good. 3 minutes. It's gonna be 3 minutes. After the like disgusting Rambouillet experience, if you didn't watch last time, I bought some Rambouillet that is like 80% second cuts. It's not. Feels like it's 80% second cuts. Then I carded it. It's got weak tips. I didn't even check the weak. I got wool on my tongue. I didn't even check the tips. It's totally got weak tips. Are you kidding me, Rambouillet? Anyway. So then I have this, because of course I have backup fleece. Don't even pretend I don't have backup fleece. Fleece problem. I really do. Oh, that's good. I have this Cormo Targhee fleece, which is a 3-inch staple. His name is Bernard. I have a weakness for a chunky, defined lock. I just... CVM fleece. Can't say no. Corriedale, Romney. I want all of them. If it looks, this one doesn't look like it, but if it looks like a crinkle fry, I want it. I just want it. Anyway, this is a beautiful fleece. It has neither second cuts nor weak tips. Anyway, I just hand carded some of them. I want to do some practice hand carding. I don't know how to hand card well. So I just made some little doodles. And I just made a little practice skein. And it's very enjoyable. So I want to do some of that. And this is Cormo Targhee. It is very springy, as you would expect. And because I love to spin love to spin woolen. It's been woolen. And I just wanted to do some practice. I was listening to somebody talk about hand carding, and much like proficient spindle spinners can spin sometimes faster than wheel spinners because of physics. like you can actually get the ratio, like you can get whatever, physics. Some folks can actually hand card a pound of fiber, for example, faster than they can on a drum carder. And especially in terms of like the fact that it's portable, something you can do a little bit at a time. You don't have to get out a giant piece of machinery. Certainly, it is a much smaller investment in terms of like materials cost. Materials, but hardware cost. So anyway, so I just want to like try to learn more about hand carding. So yeah. Also, this is very enjoyable. So I did a little bit of that. So just did some little practicing with some hand cards and some sample spinning of my Cormo Tarhi that is free of weak tips and free of second cuts. Also, did you know that there is a raw fleece group on Facebook? I really need to just remove Facebook because that's dangerous. That's so dangerous. There's so many fleeces. They all need homes. And they're not even like puppies. They don't need to be housebroken or anything. Okay, so then I finished some spinning. This is 8 ounces, 220 grams. This is 220 grams of Into the World South Down in their colorway, Heirloom Ornamental. It's about 615 yards. I spun it supported long drawn, which is kind of my default spinning. I spun it on my Shocked Ladybug and then plied it on my Hanson e-spinner. Yeah. I was really intending to have it as a sock yarn. And so I've had a problem in the past with making my sock yarns ropey. And so the advice I was given is that I was probably, no, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure the advice I was given is of putting too much twist in the singles. I mean, I'm really pretty confident that that's what it was, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, whatever I did to this one is nice. So this one, I was a little bit concerned that I was overplying it, but it looked good. It looked like the twist that I like in terms of just like the visual angle of the twist. I'm not a person that measures twist. I just like the look of it. But I was a little concerned that I was putting too much twist in it. However, since it is kind of a woolen yarn, that helps it, especially if you're gonna make it a sock yarn, it helps give it a little bit more longevity if it has a little bit more twist in the ply. So I was like, I'm just going to risk it. It's a little bit twistier, but maybe that's okay. And so when I got it off the wheel and got it, put it into a hank, it definitely was energized. It had quite a bit. I mean, it didn't like completely like go back up on itself, but it had, quite a bit of energy in it. And I thought, it's borderline maybe, but it relaxed in the bath quite a bit, and it doesn't have, it might have just like a little bit of it's got a little bit of a turn, but not much. It might have like a quarter of a turn in it. So I don't know how the camera works. I really though. Anyway, I'm very, it's always hard to tell if you actually knit with it. But I am pleased with the way it feels. It does not feel ropey at all. And it doesn't seem like it's going to... Sometimes it's hard to knit with stuff that kind of wants to kink up on itself. If we're knit with like socks that rock or something like that, sometimes it's or even piece fleece sometimes, like it'll kind of like want to kink up on itself. So like when you pull out your yarn from the ball to like knit with, it'll kind of want to like curl up on itself, and that can be a little bit annoying. Not terrible, but it's a little bit annoying. But I don't think it's going to do that. I think it's going to be okay. And I'm always, the hands that I tend to underply on, I get a little bit impatient. But I had an issue with the motherboard of it, and they sent me a new one. Their customer service is quite excellent, by the way. Hanson, I have a mini spinner. I don't have the professional one. They didn't have that one when I bought mine. And since I've replaced that, it might just be my imagination, but I feel like it has just a little bit better power. And I think it's done better with its plying. It tends to not seem to want to. It doesn't red line out as much as it used to. It doesn't seem like. That's my only complaint about the Hanson, was I just felt like it did not have as much power as I wanted, which again, they now have a pro model that does have more power, but I don't want to fiddle with buying a new thing. And I also earn like selling and buying, whatever. But I think since I've had that motherboard replaced, again, it might just be totally my imagination. But I don't know, maybe there's just a little bit, I mean, obviously it's not the motor, but it might be a better, there may not be as much resistance or something between, we'll see. But anyway, so I finished that, hooray. I did a little bit more work on my Stephen West, what is it, chevrons? What is it called? Oh, phooey, I don't know what it was. It's the chevron one for his hybrid knit along. So I have another chunk. Ooh, I just got another chunk finished anyway. Oh my lord. Very tangled. Oh my goodness. Things are happening. Okay, so I've got another chunk done. It's kind of slow going, as you can tell. I've been doing so many other things that it's not gotten a ton of attention, but it continues to be a pleasant little knit. And I highly recommend the pattern. Mine is knit in DK, but the pattern is written for fingering weight. If you'd like to know how I changed mine, last week's episode will tell you. And then lastly, I have done more work on my crocheted Afghan vest. My retro faux fleece outdoor mountaineering vest. Shoot. So, there's a pocket. Bam. So I was kind of unsure about how I would do the pockets. I kind of wanted more of like a kangaroo pocket, like an angled pocket. And so I started off with that style of pocket. And I got this side of the pocket. I got the angle looking quite nice. But then I thought, oh, how am I going to do the back side of that? Because I didn't really want 2 layers of this fabric to meet at that zipper. Like, it'd be one thing if it was just a pullover style and I just had, like the front layer of the kangaroo pocket and then the back layer meeting up. Like, that would have been fine. But I thought, I don't really want to have 2 layers at that zipper. So I was thinking, like, okay, do I do like the crocheted layer like half, like kind of halfway in, and then do like a fabric backing? And I was just I got like all blah, 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 blah. And I thought, nope, I'm just gonna rip it back and just do a flat easier pocket. And that's actually how my fleece vest is anyway. So I thought, you know what, let's just simplify this. So I decided to just do a slash pocket, just a vertical slash pocket. And then I'll do a fabric, a sewn pocket in there probably, in all likelihood. I mean, if I do a knit pocket, I'll do it like in a font, like in a fingering weight or something. But I imagine I'll do a sewn pocket in there, just to help with bulk. So yeah, if you want to see it in its unmarled glory, in its not marled because it is it's unmauled. I don't know. If you want to see it straight up, there it is. It's got an end there because it's just right. Oh my gosh. Avocado toast, grandma's house. We're walking in the mountains in our vest. That's right. Are you a hipster or are you a recluse who escaped from house arrest? Is it your house arrest vest? Is it your house arrest vest? No, I'm a hipster, but I'm so fat that nobody makes my size. So I'm out and about in my avocado. And nothing rhymes. Okay, I'm at a loss. Whatever, you got it. You're welcome. TM, yeah, trademark, copyright, all rights reserved, etc., etc. Okay, I think that's all for today's episode. Okay. All right. Put your feet on the floor. Unclench your jaw. Relax your shoulders. I hope that your week has moments of feeling anchored, in the moment, but in that way that like allows for motion, like that, in a true anchor, right, where you're safe, you're moored, but there's room for motion. And it allows you to move from the place that you know and the place that's safe but with that tie that feels like you know how to return if you want to. And I hope that you're able to see a new place from there. I'll talk to you next time.